Uber driver? Who let you in?
Film let me in.
Of course he would.
Sit down. I want to talk.
Alright.
You know Salvatore?
Who?
Don't play funny. I already know.
What do you talk about?
Luigi, Tony, Joey, Salvatore.
From GTA?
Whatever the code name you call it. You know them?
Yeah?
Well, I'm your way-in.
I'm sorry, but way into what?
It's okay. I represent the Leon family. I'm part of the mafia.
I thought you were an Uber driver.
I am. It's a good cover-up for the family.
And who told you I knew these people?
Finn, he was talking about you taking job from them.
I think there's a misunderstanding. We've been playing this game called Grand Theft Auto 3 with characters with those names.
What?
Funny, right? I don't want to be in the mafia. I'm good. I'm swell.
On backlog, been gone for way too long. On backlog, got so many games to play, dog. On backlog, Donkey Kong expands my dome. On backlog, me and Carlo been fucking since dawn. On backlog, did you know that Carlo wears thongs? On backlog, I really fucking hate this song. Yeah.
What is up, guys? It is Robert of Gaming with me, and welcome to Back at the Backlog, the series where we take a look at the games that I recently beat off my backlog. Today's episode is on the game Grand Theft Auto 3. My history with the Grand Theft Auto franchise starts with Grand Theft Auto 4. I was probably around 11 or 12 when I actually played that game. I will admit I didn't really play the main story at all. I instead played the online with friends and messed around in that world for hours. It was around that time when I heard about Grand Theft Auto 5 and I was so hyped for that game. I bought it back day one in 2013 and played a lot of it, but not enough to actually finish it. Hell, I even did a Grand Theft Auto 5 Let's Play on this very channel in 2013. If you're curious how my 14-year-old self sounded like, it's there.
Here we go. Yeah, my I almost said Xbox. I mean Xbox controller.
Over the years, I've collected a lot of the Grand Theft Auto games, like Grand Theft Auto 1 on PS1, Grand Theft Auto Advance or GTA, just on the Game Boy Advance. I have, honestly, San Andreas, Vice City, all on Steam. I own them also on different platforms. 4 and 5, I own on like 3 different platforms. I don't know how that happened. It just kind of happened. Even with all these owned, I never finished a Grand Theft Auto game until now. Grand Theft Auto 3 was released on October 23, 2001. It was developed by DMA Design and published by Rockstar Games. That means I finished this game almost 21 years after its original release. Crazy. Grand Theft Auto 3 is one of the highest rated games of all time, sitting at a monstrous 97 on Metacritic. And I don't have to play the game to see why. This was a groundbreaking game for the time. Not only was it the franchise's transition into 3D, but it was also open world. It wasn't the first open world game ever, but it might as well be. It was a world that was dense and grand in scale. You'd be able to take any car and just drive around the city. It built the foundation for many open worlds to come. Now, it may have been the foundation, but is it really actually that good? Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the story first. It starts with a robbery. The protagonist, Claude, is shot by his girlfriend accomplice Catalina as they are running out. Claude survives but is thrown into jail, but during his transfer to prison, members of the Colombian cartel stop the truck to kidnap one of the prisoners. This gives Claude the chance to escape along with another prisoner who tells him about some people in the mafia that could give him some work. He goes along with the mafia's work and his journey to get revenge on Catalina begins. Visually, this game is okay. Comparing it to other games around the time of the PS2, it just doesn't look as good. Although to be fair, many games weren't doing what GTA 3 was doing. It may have not pushed the visuals, but it was an early PS2 game. Rockstar continuously pushed the visuals with later games on the console. You're essentially given the freedom to roam right away, and I can imagine how amazing that might have been when it first released. This is commonplace in the gaming industry nowadays, but just running around, stealing a car, and driving away is just so damn fun to do, and this franchise was the originator on that front. Before I get too into the gameplay aspect of things, I gotta talk about the soundtrack. Starting up GTA 3 introduces you to an intro track that is so damn good and catchy. I genuinely let the entire intro play just to hear that track a good amount of times when playing through this game. When driving around in Liberty City, there's a radio with multiple channels that you can listen to. If you played any recent Grand Theft Auto, then you know what I'm talking about. Radios in games always impress me because it's an extra detail that literally doesn't need to be in the game, but it just shows the developers cared and wanted more uniqueness and immersion. Each radio station features songs, ads, and hosts. Each are like 20 minutes apiece, and it's truly great and hilarious. The song selection is great, and you'll consistently hear some favorites if you want to. My favorite radio station has to be Chatterbox. This radio station is almost an hour long. It's a talk show station where the host talks to people from Liberty City, and I legit would be cracking up while driving around the map. The fact that they wrote so much stuff for this station was just so cool to me, and it's great that it's an hour since you'll truly only be driving for a few minutes at a time, so there's a good chance you'll be continuously hearing new segments even when you're at the end of the game.
Hello, caller, you are on the air. Are you sane? Are you a sane caller?
Absolutely, Laszlo. Killer bees.
Killer bees.
Yes, killer bees. Did you know that if the current migration north continues, we will all be dead in 3 years? Did you want to become a bee supper? I don't. That's why we must act now. Killer bees must be stopped.
I wonder why more people aren't talking about this. I mean, killer bees swarming, it sounds pretty serious.
But the killer bees are nothing compared to ants. You can't kill them. They're like sheep. They're going to take over.
All right, thanks, caller. Ants, killer bees, fat people, what's plaguing you? Call now. Chatterbox, hello, you're on the air.
At one point, I parked my car and just listened to the radio for like a good hour.
I don't even blame you.
I never even knew there was a radio.
How's that possible?
I just never drove a car in the game.
What? How?
I ran everywhere.
Bullshit.
Prove it.
Prove it. You prove it.
No.
Okay. In terms of controls, it's pretty good in some areas, not too good in others. In terms of driving, I thought it was generally great. Some cars are nice and controlled tight like the Banshee, but then some are loose and can be tough to even control when going fast when in a van. Not all cars feel the same, and it makes you look out for the better ones to hijack. The only unfortunate thing is the lack of camera control. The PS2 literally has a second analog stick, but they just don't use it for camera control. Instead, the camera automatically surrounds you, but honestly, as much as that is a disappointment, it's a genuinely great camera. I didn't think about it too often, and it's because it does a great job most of the time. As for shooting though, yeah, I don't love it. You'll have an arsenal of weapons during your adventure, but the shooting controls just aren't great. Certain guns like the sniper rifle are fine as you can manually aim and it works great, but the majority of weapons don't allow you to manually aim or aim down sights. Instead, there'll be an automatic target on a specific person you want to shoot when you aim. This works fine with a singular person in front of you, as you're essentially guaranteed to make the shot, but groups would cause me trouble as I can never quite get it to the person I wanted to shoot. So admittedly, I rarely went into a gunfight without a weapon I can't manually aim with. Apparently, the PC version allows you to manually aim, which would make several missions just a lot easier compared to the PS2 version. Also, I own the PC version. Yeah, this is the second time I did this with a Rockstar game. I played Bully, the PS2 version, back in 2019, and now Grand Theft Auto 3. It's not a big deal, but I probably could have gotten some slight enhancements from playing a different version. The missions in GTA 3 start off sweet and simple. Pick up somebody and then drop them off. From here you get familiarized with driving and getting around town using the minimap. The minimap is definitely different from a current GTA like GTA 5. That small minimap is all you have, and it's perfectly fine for the most part. They just don't give you GPS-like navigation with a line leading you to the destination. The biggest problem with the map though is the lack of special places shown. There are some places you'll consistently go to, like Ammunition, a store where you buy guns and armor. Then there's also Pay and Spray, where you drive in to quickly repair your current car or lose your wanted level. Those two special places specifically were huge for me and huge in general, and unfortunately these two are essentially never on the map. Yeah, get ready to memorize your way around Liberty City because they just don't mark a lot of locations on the map. I guess it does make this map more memorable, as yes, I eventually knew my way around most of the map, which rarely happens in open world games for me. I mean, memorizing almost the entire map? Yeah, that might be a first for me. Hell, without Google Maps in real life, I would legit not even know how to get to like the movie theater near me. I go there like every week. So forcing myself to learn where these shops were was an interesting experience.
You don't know your way around your neighborhood?
No, I don't really. But is that really a big deal?
Of course it's a big deal.
Why? Why is it a big deal?
Why? Because it is.
Because it is not a reason why it is.
Learn your neighborhood, you bloody bellend.
No, I refuse. As you go further into the game, the map expands, which is definitely something I wasn't expecting, but very much welcomed. Each district is structured differently from one another with distinct areas that help you memorize locations. The more I played, the more variety of objectives occurred. They started adding a bit more steps to a mission, sometimes several acts. It generally was a lot of fun. There were some things that would have been nice to have included, like quickly restarting a mission, because unfortunately, if you fail a mission, you have to drive back to where you first got the mission, watch or skip the cutscene, and then drive back to the actual mission objective. Something like that can get real tedious if the objectives are in separate districts in Liberty City. There's a good chance you may fail a mission the first time because you may not know what you're doing. It's your first attempt. You may not get on your 5th attempt, and that constant backtracking can eat up time. There were 2 missions that I truly had a bad time with. One mission was Evidence Dash. You gotta chase down this car and hit it 6 times to have it drop evidence one at a time. Collect all 6 and then destroy the evidence. Pretty simple, right? Well, when you bump into the car, it causes your wanted level to go up. Only the first time though. Your wanted level is shown by stars in the corner. The more mayhem you cause in terms of violence like killing people causes that wanted level to slowly go up. The cops start to pursue you once you have any stars, and the most stars cause the military to show up in tanks just to take you out. It's an iconic part of the franchise, but man, the cops in Grand Theft Auto 3 are fucking relentless. I mean, they will stop you by any means necessary, even if that means destroying their own car. They are goddamn brutal. They will test you and make this game intense as hell, which was awesome in some circumstances, annoying in others. This can make some missions pretty tough, and that includes Evidence Dash. I would make my way to Paint Spray after that initial time, as the cops won't come out when hitting the car for evidence again after that. At that point, I just had to hit the car like 5 times more, and that's it. I would say it was that easy if I didn't literally repeat this mission for 2 fucking hours. The CPU car drives so recklessly that it would consistently fall off of a bridge by accident. It then glitched itself into a corner, and it just did not count as me hitting it. I traveled far away, hoping it would spawn somewhere else, and it did. However, it was hitting into a building still glitched, but it would occasionally count as a hit, and I collected the evidence one by one until I had all 6. That mission is essentially broken, and it broke me. Then there's Espresso To Go, a mission where you are tasked to destroy 9 stalls around the entire Liberty City, but once you hit the first one, you only have 8 minutes to destroy the rest. That's a tight time regardless, but these stalls aren't even marked on the map until you get close to one. How the hell would you know where to go without trying it a million times? I looked up the stalls locations. Look, I'm not redoing that mission so many damn times, I just did not want to. That time limit was cruel. And for what it seems like, a lot of people seem to have trouble with that mission, understandably so. But that's 2 missions out of like almost 50. It's overall fun to see what tasks these different groups give to Claude. Claude is a goddamn brutal bastard. His goal is to take revenge on Catalina, and that's it. You're recruited by the Mafia, the Yakuza. It doesn't matter if each of these gangs are at war. Claude betrays and kills different leaders that put trust and gave work to him. It clearly just doesn't matter to him. He is just trying to get closer to his goal. He's also a silent protagonist, the only one in the franchise when it made its way to 3D. Honestly, I think the silence fits a character like Claude. It definitely worked in this game. With this being open world, a lot of missions are structured to be approached in several ways, whether it be different routes you take to escape, or using a sniper rifle to take out enemies from afar instead of up close. You'll definitely have a different experience from someone else playing the same mission. That's awesome because I felt I was truly able to experiment with different things and it worked out. And when you aren't playing the main missions, there's a lot of fun side content too, like street racing and even taking out fires in a fire truck. For the most part, missions are just fun. It's got a nice gameplay loop that kept me engaged all the way through. And this is Grand Theft Auto, so you know I had fun just fucking around in the world itself. I could spend hours just roaming around, killing people, stealing, and just trying to be the worst human possible. It's a damn blast. There's even a bunch of cheat codes that can create absolutely hilarious scenarios. You can speed up the game itself, cause civilians to create a riot, have cars fly, and just sit back and let the world burn while you explode everything in your way in the tank you spawned. It's awesome, and it's some of the most fun you can have in a video game. The Grand Theft Auto franchise is just perfect for that, and Grand Theft Auto 3 started that fun.
I love flying a plane and just crashing it to the ground.
I love just taking a car, bumping up the wanted level, and seeing how long I can outrun the cops.
I love having all the NPCs beat the crap out of me. Makes me laugh.
That's the beauty of GTA, just doing whatever. I'm now going to talk about the final mission just to let you know. The final mission starts with Claude giving Catalina $500,000 to save Maria's life, a girl you've known through the entire game. Now that may seem personal to Claude, but no. Maria is an airhead and Claude is there for Catalina only. She ends up taking the money and Maria anyway and orders her gang to kill Claude. So yes, she fucks over Claude again. You then have 7 minutes to get to Catalina before she flies off in a helicopter. As soon as it starts, you're getting shot at, which is bullshit, but whatever. This definitely took me some tries as all your weapons were taken from you, which is frustrating because I stocked up on ammo for my sniper rifle, but clearly they didn't want you barging into Catalina's base like Rambo or some shit. They only give you a measly pistol. However, on the way, there is a rocket launcher you find on the roof of a house. It's perfect to pick up and start off strong as there are a lot of guards you'll run into, and having just a pistol can be a dangerous first encounter with 2 guards in the front. As you make your way closer to Maria, there's a bunch of guards you'll take weapons from, and then you really gotta concentrate. Like I said earlier, I didn't really like the way aiming works in this game, so I really took my time with each target. I strategized when to use the remaining rocket launchers and the few sniper rifle shots you get on the way, but when it wasn't groups, it was a lot easier to take out. Finally, you save Maria and all you have to do is shoot down the helicopter. With less than a minute left and only 3 rockets, I was nervous as hell. I missed the first shot. Then, I missed the second shot. I was nervous as all hell. I shot the last one and missed. I started scrambling thinking they'd spawn more rockets and then the helicopter exploded. So wait, I did hit it? Okay, cool. It didn't look like it to me, but with 20 seconds left, Claude kills Catalina. Claude walks off with Maria safe, having single-handedly taken out an entire gang. Maria is talking Claude's head off, and as the credits start to roll, this happens.
Fucking nail and my hair is ruined. I mean, can you believe it? This one cost me $50.
Yes, Claude kills Maria even. This man is a straight-up murderer, and goddamn that was hilarious. It was not about saving Maria, it was just pure revenge on Catalina, and he got it. Now he can live in peace and quiet like he is, and Maria is just not quiet. It was a fun final mission for sure with a very fitting ending. That was Grand Theft Auto 3. It's a really fun game that could have been better with some different shooting controls and more to the minimap, as you are messing around with those 2 things throughout the entire game. These are issues that are apparently reworked in the definitive edition of the game that was released in 2021. Oh yeah, the definitive edition. I was going to play those modern remasters of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas with gameplay and graphical enhancements. But unfortunately the game launched super buggy and has some questionable character models. I already owned the PS2 version, so I decided I wouldn't go with that version. Regardless, I had a lot of fun waking up, turning on my PS2 and playing some Grand Theft Auto 3. It was a game that I looked forward to playing even with some of the design frustrations I had. Overall, I'm going to give Grand Theft Auto 3 a, no matter the game, if I could spawn a tank and wreck shit, it's good in my book, out of 10. that was a lot of fun. It was interesting seeing where a lot of open world templates started. And all these years later, driving around in Liberty City is just as fun as driving around in Los Santos from Grand Theft Auto 5. There are plenty of more Grand Theft Auto games we'll be covering in the future, but I'm glad we did this one first. Seeing its 3D beginnings first, and understanding the quality of life changes for future games. That'll be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Share these around as these take so long to make. Have you played Grand Theft Auto 3? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. Grand Theft Auto 3 was a fun game of crime, but it is officially out of the backlog.
Sorry, I can't let you go, knowing what you know.
What do you mean? Wait, relax, man.
This gun is gonna get the job done.
What the fuck? Look, listen to me. I won't say whatever the fuck you don't want me to say, whatever names or whatever. Please, just listen to me.
I can't let this slide.
Shit.
Detroit Urban Survival Training. So we have to make this weapons not fire. Reason why it didn't move the slide is because I inhibited it by pushing it to the rear. Push the barrel back towards the aggressor, and now you have the weapon.
Did I just die?
Hi, I'm Reggie from Nintendo of America.
Reggie? Am I dead?
Of course.
Oh, wow. Are you God?
But of course.
Makes sense.
What's wrong with you?
It was either get shot or try not to get shot. I tried. It was right there.
Right there in front of your naked eyes.
Exactly.
For less than $8 per month, you'll be able to enjoy the entire current season of popular shows like Dancing with the Stars and Glee.
Whatever you're trying to sell me, Reggie, now's not exactly the time. With that kind of lineup, I don't think there ever will be a time.
There's even more.
I'm sorry, Reggie, but I'm good.
Fine, well, tell me, Robert, are you ready to hear your next game?
As in the backlog?
Of course.
Not sure how I'll play it here, but yeah, let's hear it, I guess.
The next game from your backlog is all upscaled to 720p, beautiful remasters from a timeless era. The PlayStation 3 collection of Jak and Daxter.
Just the first one, though, right?
But of course.